Black magic.
You got to know, got to show, it's on the road. So just tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what you want, so just tell me what you want to hear.
Welcome back, all you crazy cats and Bengal tigers out there. It's another edition of RaTG TV. It's your boy Zeus. With me, as always, the Wellandwingnut, or as we see, what did you say last week?
I don't remember.
The Cincy something?
Oh, the Cincinnati Wingnut.
The Cincinnati Wingnut, decked all out. That looks like a hat that Joe Burrow would definitely be sporting.
Right, and at the last second, I'm like, shit, I should have had my shades. I should have had the shades.
You should have had your shades and a big-ass stogie, because that's the way Joe Burrow goes. He is Joe Cool for sure. And you got to be pretty excited, going into tomorrow? Yeah,
we're almost 24 hours away now. So, like we talked about this before. Neither of us like the 2-week break. And, I mean, having it been so long since we even won a playoff game and being so excited for the Super Bowl, I was losing momentum like the last day or so, but today I was busy. I was cooking pizzas, some wings,
Now, is that I always wonder about this with teams every year. Is that a real thing for teams with that 2-week break? Did you spend everything on the AFC and NFC championship, and by the time Super Bowl rolls around, have you lost everything? It's almost like halftime.
Yeah,
dealing with a 45-minute halftime, which we know we'll get into later today.
The one upside, I know that both the Rams and the Bengals were both dealing with some injuries, so that does give guys, that extra week to, play in the biggest game of their lives. I know CJ Uzomah has been working his ass off. He had a limited practice yesterday. Bengals are injury-free. Other than Uzomah, who's questionable, injury-free. Rams are looking good, too, looking like they're going to be completely healthy, so we're going to have the best of the best.
It's going to be a great game. I wish the Bengals the best of luck just because you're a lifelong friend of mine and want to see that for you. But like you said, if they don't win, you still feel good for Matthew Stafford because he was stuck with Detroit for all those years. Yeah. And now we see that it really was Detroit.
And now that Brady's retired, now the oldest man in the league, Andrew Whitworth, who played 12 seasons with the Bengals, might get that ring. So he's already announced his retirement. So he won the NFL Man of the Year award, which is the award to win.
Right.
It's the most prestigious. He gives so much back to the community.
Now, let's not forget, though, not 6 days after Tom Brady announced his retirement, he appeared on a podcast and said, I'm content with my decision, but let's never say never. Here's my thing. I think Tom Brady comes back halfway through the season. I think some team reaches out to him, and he's like, you know what? There's never been a quarterback ever win the Super Bowl who's come and joined the team halfway through the season. Yeah. And who else would do that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I know you hate it so much.
Gronkowski was on a podcast a couple days ago and expressed his interest for playing for the Bengals. He said, I'd really like to play with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he said that he was a good young buck or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's great. I love Gronk anyways.
Yeah, he's a local boy from Amherst, New York, which isn't far from us.
Yeah, and he definitely fits the part for these parts. Now, because the Super Bowl is coming up, one of the greatest things about the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl commercials. That's the one thing that almost everybody can agree on. We as Canadians, we missed out for decades because we couldn't get the American feeds. Now it's a lot easier to get American feeds and watch these American commercials. Half the times they get released online. I'm sure if you're like Steve and I don't know about Steve, but
I've seen about two or three. I've seen about two or three.
I've seen a lot of them as well. They're right on YouTube. But with that in mind, we're like, there's so many great commercials out there. Let's do the greatest commercials of all time, not just the Super Bowl, but all time. And I think you'll like the list. There's some stuff that didn't make the list that could have, but I'm just afraid to. There's some stuff that I was afraid to post. I'm not gonna lie. It was tough. It was a tough list for sure. Yeah. So with that in mind, anybody that would like to watch the show, someone tagged us. I thought they were tagging us in the show right here. If you do think of any commercials that you love, let us know in the comments. We'll put them up there for you. And also, Steve, you've got your 5-second movie review this week. 5 is a 4. Well, I'm not saying the movie's a 4, but it's the 4th movie. You reviewed JackAss Forever.
Yeah, the boys are back, minus, of course, Ryan Dunn, who we lost, unfortunately, a few years back now. And another guy who isn't going to be in this one. There's a lot of guys that, always make cameos that didn't because of COVID and other reasons like Tony Hawk and stuff. But Rip Taylor, who ended every movie. We lost him like 2 or 3 years ago. So no Rip Taylor in JackAss 4 either.
That one, it almost doesn't seem right. It's almost. We're going to get into it because that's not the only person we're going to be missing from something that's coming back. But we'll get into that a little bit later in the news. Do stay tuned for that. Mac, Chris joining in with us. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So why don't we just get this started? Let's start with your list. Starting with number 5 on your list for greatest.
I tried to broaden the spectrum and not get all Super Bowl commercials, but I definitely got a few in here. And this first one is just so iconic. This first one spawned its own animated special, album, a fan club, merchandising like lunchboxes and comic books. It was crazy. The California Raisin, June of '86. We saw commercials from them till 1994, I think. And then they disappeared. But what a run.
You know what? They may have disappeared, but I do have something from the vaults. From Super Bowl, even. It's the California Raisins with a special guest. I don't want to play too much of that because we don't want to get thrown out there. I'm sure we already did.
They were huge.
We're pushing through, though, folks.
They were huge.
They were huge. That was MJ teaming up with them for, I forget which Super Bowl it was, though. What else is on your list of nostalgia?
This one's going back a bit. This product's been around since 1931. They cut this commercial in 1970, and it played forever and ever and ever. I mean, we saw it when we were kids in the early 70s or late 70s, early 80s. Oh, geez, I dated this way too much. But how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop?
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
That owl was a dick. Such a dick.
No one likes a smart owl.
Right. What else you got?
Number 3 is a little more recent and probably the strangest.
I'm with you there.
Strangest commercial of all time. This was 2016 Super Bowl. It was a Mountain Dew commercial, and it was the number 1 commercial of the night. Had 2.2 million views, and it was the most social media, shared commercial that night with 300,000 social media posts about this commercial.
Man, I might just chill tonight.
Puppy monkey baby. 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 Puppy monkey baby.
Mountain Dew kicks.
I'm not going to lie. That was in my head for weeks.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I remember that because I think I remember you quoting it a lot on the show.
Number 2, sticking with football here. Snickers commercial. I don't have the 2010. That's when it was. It was a 2010 commercial for Snickers. one of the biggest ad campaigns ever. This brought Snickers from the number 7 chocolate bar to the number 1 chocolate bar that year.
Yeah, for sure. And they do it every year. And this one was just the same.
Mike, come on! Mike, what is your deal, man?
Come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby.
Whoa.
Eat a Snickers. Better?
Better. Hey! I'm off that! That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
As we see Abe Vigoda get tackled at the end there.
So great.
Yeah.
It's such a great commercial. And Snickers has some really good ones because they almost made my list with one of theirs as well. The hole from last year's Super Bowl was hilarious, or 2 Super Bowls ago with Luis Gonzalez.
Right.
Yeah, it was too good. One of the best is Carl's Jr. Super Bowl ad. True. What do you got up next after what job's Betty White?
Number 1 second. Hey, Austin. What's up?
Watching the game, having a bud. True.
What's up?
Yo, who's that?
Yo, you pick up the phone. Hello? What's up? What's up? Yo, where's Dookie?
Yo, Duke.
Yo. What's up? What's up? Hold on. Hello?
So what's up, B? Watching the game.
So good.
That
Great.
was annoying quick.
Hilarious. It is, but I'd be remiss if I didn't show this part. This is one of my favorite spin-off or continuation from that commercial.
And wasabi.
Wasabi.
Yeah, wasabi.
Wasabi.
Wasabi!
Wasabi.
Wasabi. Wasabi.
Wasabi!
Wasabi.
Wasabi! Wasabi!
Wasabi.
This was a big campaign for Budweiser. I mean, it was spoofed in Scary Movie. That's My Boy with Tony Orlando going, I'm sorry, is that back again? Because I've been dying for that to come back. What?
Never saw it. But yes, I will trust you with that one. I like it. Great list, man. Great list. And there's so many great ones that get left off as well. Like I keep looking back at my list and thinking ones that I forgot. The Budweiser frogs, even Budweiser, like Ron was saying. There's 10 right here. Watching both of you there, liking what you're showing. Love it.
I have an honorable mention, but I'm going to wait till I see your list because just in case it's in it. So,
actually, I'm actually going to watch the Super Bowl. I love it. Underdogs. Yeah, man. It's going to be great. All right. Well, let's see my list right here. I'm surprised we're still on the air with all of this. I will show. Do you think I should show that other one I showed you earlier? Well, we'll talk about it. Number 5 on my list. I went like you. I'm thinking nostalgia. Like that's the first thing that pops in my head. And when I think of commercials, the first thing I think of is little old ladies.
When you drive to Wendy's and order a single, you get more beef than the Whopper or the Big Mac. At Wendy's, you never have to ask, where's the beef?
So great. And those spawned so many commercials as well. That was like the third one in the chapter. I think so. Yeah, it was huge and it was iconic, especially back then. Like we said, there wasn't that much going on entertainment wise. We had maybe 6 channels that we could choose from, and all of them showed all the same commercials. But that was a great one. This one I really wanted to put higher. And you know what? I'm doing it. I'm switching things up. I am moving my number 3 story to number 4 right now. This was a Super Bowl commercial as well. I mean, there's so many great commercials out there, but it was this one from Doritos that really got me.
And there's your beautiful baby.
Any day now.
Really? You're eating Doritos? He's eating Doritos on my ultrasound. Do you see what I have to do?
I know.
Give me that.
So, do you have another Doritos commercial?
No.
Okay, so my honorable mention was actually it was one I had on my list and had bumped. It was. Do you remember the one where it was like a refrigerator box on the front lawn, and the kid selling it as like a time machine? And
yes,
the Doritos. So he gives him a bag of Doritos, and as the guy's in there and he's shaking it, the old man comes out. He's like, "Get off my lawn!" The guy comes out of the box. He's like, "Oh, you're so old."
So good. They and that's what it is. A lot of these companies just keep bringing it year after year with the Super Bowl. This one that I switched spots with that I just moved to number 3, I put here just because these were a whole series of commercials and I absolutely love them. And I was just fucking blown away that I could find them on YouTube when I actually looked for them, because every other time I couldn't. Dude, Labatt Blue put out some of the best commercials ever. And my favorites were the 2 explorers that were settling Canada.
How far to go, William? How far is far, Jacques? Huh? Someday this will be the world's longest undefended border. Undefended, I guess what? Well, the people over there, let's call them Americans, flock here on vacation, marvel at how clean everything is, rarely say please or thank you.
And when their beer drinkers order a beer, they'll discover what incredibly good beer we'll brew.
Our true Canadian lager. Exactly. And what will they give us in return?
Something called Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal. And the winner is...
Jacques and William. Now that commercial itself, it had different endings as well. And one of the endings, instead of saying, you know, best duo, whatever, they say something called Baywatch and Super Bowl Sunday, which I couldn't find those ones. But Jacques and William, those guys were great. Honorable mention to Ed as well. I don't remember. There was another guy. He ended up being on The Flash. Good times though. So that is that. Number 2 on my list. This one, not a North American commercial. I believe this was from somewhere in the Netherlands, I believe. But this commercial always sticks with me, and I wish I would have seen this when I was younger. I forget which country gave us that, but oh, bless you.
You know, and I missed an opportunity. Now I just thought of a commercial. It's a great commercial. It actually got released right before. I think we did actually showed it when it happened. Was the Lemmy commercial, the milk commercial? He did it. It was for a Finnish milk company, where it's Lemmy, and he just walks out of the store and he looks at the camera. He goes, "I don't drink milk, and I never have, asshole."
Yeah, I remember that one. Germany, I think that one, right?
Finnish.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. Or Finnish or Norwegian. I know it's Scandinavian.
They've got they have a lot, like Scandinavian rock is intense. But yeah, that commercial right there. My kids are lucky that I didn't see that commercial before they were born. Okay, so my number one commercial, though, I don't know that this was a Super Bowl commercial or not, but when I think of Canada and I think commercials, this is the automatic first thing that comes to mind for me, and I think it does for most Canadians.
Hey, I'm not a lumberjack or a fur trader, and I don't live in an igloo or eat blubber or own a dog sled, and I don't know Jimmy, Sally, or Susie from Canada, although I'm certain they're really, really nice. I have a prime minister, not a president. I speak English and French, not American, and I pronounce it about, not a boot. I can proudly sew my country's flag on my backpack. I believe in peacekeeping, not policing. Diversity, not assimilation, and that the beaver is a truly proud and noble animal. A toque is a hat, a Chesterfield is a coach, and it is pronounced Z, not Z-Z. Canada is the second largest landmass, the first nation of hockey, and the best part of North America. My name is Joe, and I am Canadian. Thank you.
I mean,
great pick.
I almost downloaded, and I didn't want to test my luck with it though. The Bill Shatner remake of that. But yeah. I mean,
number one.
What did you think of our picks there, folks? Steve, what do you think? That one gets us thrown off the air, doesn't it? Do you guys think we should show you the band from TV commercial? I don't know. Listen, if there's any kids around, I'm telling you right now, if there's any children around, get them away right now. If you're at work, turn this off right now, or just for the next 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. But here, with honorable mention, what I think is one of the funniest commercials and strangest from Skittles that got banned. Move the kids away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, turn around. All over you.
Oh man.
So it was a nice career we had. I'm sorry. That was a commercial that made it to air. That got banned. The Skittles commercial. Taste the rainbow. Ty, what did I just watch? Ty Demra, big congrats, brother, on your new job. Where are you working? He is now the morning show host out somewhere. And give us a shout out, brother. The $1 million hit, right? And our numbers just went through the roof on that one, that says a lot more about you folks at home than it does about us.
Through the roof?
Through the Elliott Lake, what station, brother? What station are you on? And Elliott Lake represent good old Canadian Ontario, right? Elliott Lake's in Ontario, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it is.
No.
Anyways, who knows? Ty will let us know, but it is that time. We're almost getting ready to do Steve's 5-second movie review, but before we do, want to pay some bills. And by doing that, hey, as you can see, follow Steve's Palms over there, because that right there is our sponsor this week, and that is DocNet, the fine folks over at DocNet. Listen, prices for everything are going through the roof everywhere you are. So you want to try to save money where you can, but you don't want to sacrifice service just for saving a buck. Do yourself a favor. Call Tony over at DocNet. Call him how? On the internet. I don't know. That's just old school people saying, you know what we mean when we say call. Go on the internet. Go to docnet.ca. Tell them RaTG TV sent you and get the finest and fastest speed internet here in Ontario and Quebec. Docnet.ca. Connecting your home world. I'm going to keep saying that until I'm told we can't. But yeah. He says 94.1 the Moose. Okay. Oh, sweet.
Shows what I know.
I know nothing. Hope you're doing well too. I'm enjoying the show. Love it, brother. Love it. And well, you know, it's the Wellandwingnut keeping us straight here. That's why. That's why he gets his whole own segment, because he's that guy. He's the glue. And that glue, he brings us this shit every week. 5-second movie review. And this week is it's gonna be a fun one for you, I think.
Yeah, this one's bittersweet. You know, as anyone of the franchise knows, Ryan Dunn lost his life in a car accident a few years back now. So the guy said that they would never do another one, and they're all pushing 50. I mean, Johnny, we talked about it last week. I think Johnny Knoxville fractured ribs.
Yeah, brain damage. You said
brain
he got
damage. So I mean, you guys. But they brought in some new blood. There's some newcomers in this one. So it's almost I've heard Johnny on a few podcasts in the last few week or so, and it sounds like they're trying to do a passing of the torch to some of these younger guys. But some great cameos. Eric Andre, PK Subban, Machine Gun Kelly was in this one. So.
Oh, well, I hope they're all getting hurt. Every person you said is so. No, I'm just kidding. I like PK. I mean, whatever.
Everybody's back. Obviously, if you've been following the story or following the show, you know that Bam is in the movie, but in a limited capacity because of the lawsuit and being fired due to breach of contract. So, but we do get some Bam though. So,
well, you're gonna get some Bam for your buck. Speaking of Bam for your buck, why don't we get this started right now? And it's time for Steve's 5-second movie review by Steve. Yeah. This is Amber's favorite part of the show, I think.
I know she's not in here with her jazz hands either. So.
Jazzy hands. All right, so Steve, you are reviewing the movie JackAss Forever. We talked a little bit about it beforehand. For those of you that have not seen the show before, what happens in Steve's 5-second movie review is I'm going to put 5 seconds on the board. In that 5 seconds, Steve is going to give us his unadulterated, pure review of said movie JackAss Forever. Steve, are you ready?
I am ready.
I'm putting 5 seconds on the board. We may begin now.
JackAss Forever. They've been more clever, but what an endeavor. 4 movies. Will there be successors?
So it does sound like a passing of the torch movie by your review right there. So what do you think? What was your overall thoughts of it?
Yeah, I mean, what can these guys do that they haven't done? Like, I mean, really, I mean, we know that Johnny's injury was a result of getting into the ring with a bull again, which is in this one. These guys, like I said, I'm huge fans. I've been following these guys since the MTV days, watching the TV show. But enough's enough. And you know what? I mean, maybe try out some newcomers and see how that works. But I'll give it a chance. I'm not going to condemn it.
Right.
They said they filmed enough stuff for 2 movies. They do it every time. So Netflix will have the exclusive rights to JackAss 4.5. No release date on that yet, but nice little tribute in the credits to Ryan Dunn as well.
Oh, that's good. So what? It sounds like you're kind of mixed on this. So what do you giving this movie out of 5?
I'm gonna give JackAss 4 until I see 4.5, a 2.5.
Oh, wow, that's big too, because you're a huge JackAss fan. Like,
yeah,
so
like I said, it's it's a lot of stuff. Like
it's run its course,
right? I mean, it's new old tricks dressed up in new costumes.
Right. If you shine it, even when you polish a piece of shit.
If you like the franchise, it's definitely worth the watch. I'm not giving this movie a bad review, but when you're trying to top each other each time with a movie like this, it's hard to do. So I'm waiting for 4.5, and maybe I'll adjust my score
to a 2.5. Well, that's too bad. You know what? I haven't even seen the third movie, to tell you the truth. I watched the first one. I thought it was funny, and then they had the TV show, and I was like, by the time the next movie came out, I was like, well, we're seeing it all on the TV show. That's when I was over it. But it is what it is. Good. Well, you know what? Why don't we go from that sad review to some sad news like you do every week? You bring us your Dr. Death, and you bring us every week who's passed away in the week. And this week is no different. There's
no different. Lesser knowns maybe for people of younger age than us, or even us. Betty Davis, not with an E, with a Y, who was one of the first African American women to not only write but also arrange and produce her own albums in the 70s. She went from model to singer. After moving to New York City, was friends with Jimi Hendrix and Sly from Sly and the Family Stone. Yeah. Her music's been featured in High Fidelity and Orange is the New Black.
Nice. Right on. I mean, great for the music. Sad that
77 years old, so no cause of death.
How old? Sorry?
77. And, for our sci-fi show next week, they lost a legend. 80 years old, Douglas Trumbull, a director, special effects supervisor, inventor, revolutionized special effects. He was responsible for a lot of the visual effects in 2001 Space Odyssey, Close Encounters. So 80 years old.
Long life, but impactful. Like, all those are huge movies that changed the game, that inspired guys like Spielberg and Lucas, and I'm sure even guys like JJ, So yeah, it's sad to see. I don't know. We got some more sad news. We were talking.
Yeah, this story kind of makes this already awful story more tragic. It appears Bob Saget died as a result of multiple skull fractures and head trauma. No drugs were found in his system. They said that it appeared that he had fallen backwards, hit his head. They're not sure exactly the timeline after that, if he was conscious enough to, know what had happened or whatever, but or where they found him exactly. But
see, and I thought they said they found him sleeping peacefully in his bed, right?
So, and a lot of people have been speaking out on this. I've been seeing articles on telling people what to do when you hit your head. It's not a good idea to lie down. It's not a good idea to close your eyes or go to sleep when you hit your head. I mean, you might, especially the back of your head, you might think it's a small thing, but he had a brain bleed, so trauma, skull fractures,
don't want to mess with that shit.
Yeah.
Well, we lost a good one. We may be losing another good one, but not in the way you're thinking. Jean-Claude Van Damme, JCVD, even, if you will, says that he is retiring from action movies. His next film will be his last. But I mean,
romantic comedies,
maybe, I don't know. And I'd say comedies, but have you seen his last few movies? Those haven't been on purpose.
He was already in that business.
No, I kid. Like, good for him. I don't know the specifics of it, but we wish him well. And the action world will miss him unless you're Ray Jackson.
True.
Putting that out there. Inside baseball right there. Yeah, it's sad to see, but it is what it is. That would be funny if he did a rom-com. Yeah, exactly. Who would you put in a rom-com against JCVD?
Anne Hathaway.
No, she's way too young. I was thinking Sandra Bee.
I wouldn't watch it if it was it.
Oh my God. I'd say Sandra Bee if you want it to make money, but if you want it so that it's immediately goes to DVD and everybody probably hates it.
Renee Zellweger.
Katherine Heigl. Do you know who Katherine Heigl is?
I do.
You put her in there, and yes, that's straight to DVD and probably an instant success for every angry person in the world.
It's not going to make any money.
No, unlike other things.
Like not enough money to buy, say, like the Lord of the Rings franchise.
No. What say you?
The Lord of the Rings and Hobbit franchise rights for movies and games are up for sale and expected to get at least $2 billion.
That's a lot of change.
And it's a lot of money.
Are you a Hobbit guy?
I haven't seen the Hobbits, no. I did watch the Lord of the Rings movies way after they were out. Visually and special effects wise, I enjoyed the third one. First two,
Yeah. It's weird. So when I was with my ex-wife still, I'd read the books already. So by the time they came out, I'm like, I'm gonna love these movies. And my ex-wife was not into any. She didn't like comic books, any of that sci-fi stuff. And we watched the first Lord of the Rings movie, and I fell asleep. And then I watched it again, and it didn't make it better.
I would like to see that movie cut. I would like to see it cut one more time and have the only song on the soundtrack is what was it? Bill Haley. I'm walking, yes, indeed. About you and me.
No. There's some other songs you throw on that. I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500.
Let's try to forget about that one. I think.
Door. Yeah. I don't know, dude.
We kid.
No, we don't. No. I mean, those are epic movies, and people absolutely love them. And that's the thing too. It's okay. We say it all the time. It's okay for people not to like stuff.
Absolutely.
There's people that hate comic books, and I'm like, whatever. People make fun of me loving wrestling, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. It is what it is, People make fun of me for being a Sabres fan, and that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
No.
Fight words.
Yeah, like what you like, and if somebody doesn't like it, so be it. Not everybody has to like the same shit. I kind of like it when people don't like the stuff I like. It's what I like about a lot of my teams. Great choice, guys. I was thinking Renee Russo, Thor's mom. Oh, that is a really good choice. Renee Russo. She's a great actress too. Like, I haven't really seen her in too much since Thor, really.
Yeah, I watched an older movie. It was on Disney Plus about a week or two ago that I hadn't seen in God, I don't even know how long. It was Jim Belushi and Renee Russo. Jeez.
That sounds familiar. Now I got to know. Let us know in the comments if you guys know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Red something now.
No, it wasn't Red Dawn, was it? This is the exciting part of the show, is when we go and try to look stuff up on our own here. Renee Russo.
Jim Belushi, 80s.
Mr. Destiny.
That's it.
Mr. Destiny. Yeah, it just came up. You got it just as Google got it. Well, hey, man. Good. I like her though. Like I said, she played, but I haven't seen her since she's played Thor's mom in the Marvel movie. Now, we talked earlier. Speaking of Marvel movies, we saw Scorsese come out against Marvel. We saw Denis Villeneuve, who's got 10. Dude has got 10 Oscar nominations, not one for Best Director. That's what happens when you go after Marvel. I'm just saying. And now Roland Emmerich, who has directed the new movie Moonfall with Halle Berry and the guy who looks like Will Arnett but isn't Will Arnett. Yeah. The guy from Aquaman as well.
Right.
I forget what his name is offhand.
We saw him at the premiere.
Yes, exactly. Great actor. Great actor. He was in The Watchmen as well. But Roland Emmerich said that DC and Marvel movies need to stop.
Just on a financial level, it just doesn't make sense for these companies.
Right?
We're employing actors. It's so hard for them to
Why
get.
are they mad that why are they mad that people like what they like and that they happen to like their stuff more than your stuff? That was the
we've come into an age where, the last 20 years or so, especially since the prequel, that there's been a lot of toxic Star Wars fans. And
yes,
I don't love everything Star Wars has put out, but I like everything Star Wars put out. And there's parts about each one of them that I love.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
I couldn't agree more. And I'm happy you said that because I had actually posted something about Star Wars fans or whatever, making a joke about it. And somebody came at me who was saying that Star Trek fans were worse. And I'm like, listen, there was not a movie made about Star Trek fans called Trekkies. They're fanboys. When people think fanboys, the first thing people usually think is Star Wars, especially if you're thinking toxic fanboys. And that's not all fanboys because you love everything. You don't care. You don't want to see Kathleen Kennedy fired or, you don't hate Rey or, I hate Jar Jar, but, that's okay.
I loved the prequels. I liked the sequels. Could they have been better thought out, better drawn out? Yes, absolutely. But there's the first one, loved The Force Awakens. The other two, there was way more that I liked than I could complain about. So what's the point?
Yeah. See, in the prequels, Lucas oversaw all three of them, right? He didn't direct them all, though, did he?
No.
But Lucas Arts was behind that all. Yeah, and same with the originals. He directed the first, and I think somebody else did Empire. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I wish Star Wars fans would be a little more chill, honestly. Be more accepting of female fucking showrunners. That's just it. That's
it's they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. There are plenty of women in positions of power these days, and one of them is a Canadian girl from St. Thomas, Ontario.
All right,
who's made it big time. She's been in everything. She's an actor director. She was in the Beachcombers. You've seen her in T.J. Hooker, Hill Street Blues. She's directed the Poltergeist TV show, episodes of The OC and Outer Limits, and now she's going to be directing Quantum Leap, the pilot. Excuse me.
Now, have you heard much about this pilot? Like, who's going to be in it at all?
I did, but I can't remember who I heard rumored to be in it, or if it was rumors or fact. I do remember hearing something.
I was rushing before we did this to get the pictures and stuff for this. And when I was looking her name up, attached to Quantum Leap, it showed a picture of Alan Richardson, the guy that plays Reacher.
Okay.
It showed him in the picture with her. So I don't know if he's in it somehow, but yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I just think Scott Bakula better be involved.
Yeah.
You got to have Bakula.
I think the most logical idea is to have him as Al.
Exactly. Or
have him as him still
trapped, and this is whoever is the new guy coming in, right. And the Al program's deteriorated or whatever.
Something, yeah. I think you could do something with that.
Listen, what we saw with the Mandalorian last week, or sorry, Boba Fett last week, and how good Luke looked as opposed to how good he looked at the end of The Mandalorian, I think they could just do this with everybody. If they've got the why not? Solves a lot of problems. I mean, people don't want to see
families a lot of money.
You don't want to see Chadwick Boseman recast as Black Panther. There's your answer right there. It's the same company. It's Disney. Speaking of Disney and Boba Fett, let's get into it. The season finale of the Book of Boba Fett came out, and I loved it. I thought it was a great finale. Again, though, so this one we finally get a lot of Boba in this, and we get a lot of badass Boba, I thought. But we got badassery from everybody in that episode. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It was a great spaghetti western, as a lot of Star Wars has been, and this was even more so. We had the standoffs. One of the great standoffs in cinematic history. Spoilers coming soon. The David and Goliath of Star Wars matchups. Grogu versus the Rancor.
I don't. Oh my God! You sent me that picture and I didn't upload it. Should have kept that up there. Yeah. What a loving.
Now, spoilers. We talked about it last week. Cobb Bennett. We both agreed that we thought he got like a shoulder shot and probably wasn't dead. And they definitely strung us along because there's a part in the shootout where he says shot him in cold blood.
Yeah, and they acted like he was dead.
But then in the end, we see him with the mortar in the back to tank.
Yeah, which we thought was going to be Black Crescent was going to be in there,
right.
But it was actually Cobb Vanth, which was cool.
Yeah,
another thing, though, after Boba takes the Tongan spear and kills what's his name,
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. I don't think he really died because those lights were still kind of going off on him. So I don't know. All in all, what did you think of the first season, though?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, to me, there was way more I liked than things I didn't like, and the things I liked were really odd. Like we've discussed multiple times on the show. Like you made me feel for Tusken Raiders, man.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yep. And that's not even all the Tusken Raiders. That's just a set of them.
Right.
Like that was just a certain portion of them.
Now, I had to let out cry myself.
Now, it did seem though, like for real, the last episode, not the last episode, but the episode before that, kind of the last two, we saw Boba once in 2 episodes.
Right.
So is that going to be the new thing? Is Boba going to be that segue into the Dave Filoni cartoon universe where we're going to see, a lot of those characters from there? And also we heard Tamara, anyways, the guy that plays Boba Fett,
right,
said that he wants to have Mace Windu show up in the season of Boba Fett because we never saw Mace die.
No, we didn't.
So I think that's a possibility. I'd be down for that. I'm always down to see some of those Jedi from then.
Like you said, they're taking the road, which is, it's the smart road, and they're doing fan service now, which is what we want, really.
Fan service is great. People want to complain about the fan service, but that's why Star Wars and Marvel make all the money they make because they give the fan service. Talking about fan service, fan favorite was just announced.
There's an anniversary coming up too.
That it is, and there's a reason why this isn't released on a certain date. Go ahead.
Yeah, 45th anniversary of Star Wars coming up on May 25th, and that's when we found out that we're getting the limited series Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, and it had to be a limited series. We all had to know that because there's not much more tale to tell after this. I would assume we're going to get to see Vader and Obi-Wan one time before they actually meet up again for the last time, which it'll be neat to see. I'm I'm excited for this. So far,
It's the reverse rubber match.
right. Filoni hasn't let us down yet so far, in my opinion, when it comes to Star Wars property. As long as he's writing things with
John Favreau.
Yeah, I think
No, they're killing it. They're killing it.
man. Those guys get it. So, and no kind of coincidence either. Director of Iron Man 1, John Favreau. Also plays Happy Hogan in all the Marvel movies.
Right.
Still alive, even though a lot of people from who started off with him died or are not acting anymore in those. So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool comeback. You got another comeback.
Yeah, Hulu announced that in 2023 we'll see the return of Futurama. All the cast members have signed back on, including Phil Lamar, of course, from Mad TV fame, Billy West, who is Fry, Dr. Zoidberg, and Professor Farnsworth. Katie Seagal is Leela, but John DiMaggio is the lone holdout who voices Bender, of course, as you saw in the picture there.
Not even held out. Recast. They recast it already, they said.
Yeah, he apparently wanted more money, felt that they were being lowballed, and
yeah. And there a lot of fans are on his side, but I think a lot of fans don't realize that he was asking for more money as well. I don't know what the particulars are. I think all the main cast should all get the same money. That's just me.
Right.
And
that's, I think that's the real issue here. Had Katie and Billy also held out, being the main three, then they probably could have made a stand.
Yeah.
But
we don't know, so we can only.
I mean, Billy West has three voices. Like, come on.
But they're going to recast it. How hard could it be to do Bender's voice? So I've heard a million people do his voice on Facebook and TikTok. Not literally a million, but a Jack Daniels worth.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now, you had some other happy news, I guess, that you got. You're a big fan of this show.
Yeah. What's that?
You're a big fan of this other spinoff.
Yeah, as I'm trying to find it, I don't.
I'm just going to put it up here on the screen.
Yeah, put it up there because I lost my other piece of paper. There it is. Better Call Saul. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. I got you.
There it is. I have it. It's in the page I already threw on the ground here. Better Call Saul season 6 is going to be back in April. We know that Bob Odenkirk had an episode a while back on set, but they're all filmed up. They're in post. So season 6, finally. It's been a long wait.
Bring it on. I say. I guess.
Yeah, no, really good show. I don't know if I like it more than Breaking Bad, but I really love the writing. The writing is so good in this show, and it's a really fun ride. So,
well, that's good. I appreciate good writing. I want to give it a try. Just I can't get through Breaking Bad, so that leaves the bad taste in my mouth. No bad taste here, I guess. Fox has bought the rights to Gumby. All right. They're going to be reimagining Gumby as well. I don't know. I don't know what to think anytime I hear Fox Studios. I get that Disney owns them now, but
is Pokey involved?
Is Pokey involved? Well, you know what? We did see Gumby come out and speak, and he said he was pissed. He wasn't having it anymore. And he just couldn't believe that people are treating him like this.
That was good.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Listen, that's where it comes to buying rights, and Gumby's been bought. Not the only sale we've seen though this weekend.
No, Snoop is the new owner of Death Row Records, founded in 1992 by Dre, Suge Knight. Quickly making over $100 million a year, is one of the powerhouses in the music industry, with artists like Snoop and Tupac. And yeah,
man, that's crazy. And could he do this if Suge wasn't in jail?
Right. I'm sure he would have something to say about it.
Does Suge still own it?
Yeah, who knows?
Like really. But well, hey man, that's not the only Snoop Dogg news you got though.
No, Super Bowl halftime show is unless you've been under a rock, you don't even have to be a football fan to know that hip hop is coming to LA. The Super Bowl, SoFi, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Eminem. This is going to be huge.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I wish I had the picture here, the meme. If we go around
my question
Generation X at halftime, and it's a picture of Malibu's Most Wanted. Saying that's going to be
my question to you, and I'm sure you can bet on this in Vegas, is what do they open up with? I have my choice. I want to hear what you think.
I don't know what they open up with so much as what my choice for what they close with. I think they open up with maybe the Tupac and Dre song.
California Love.
Yeah.
That was my choice to open it. Like just
that's what I think for open.
California Love.
Yeah.
I think that would be fitting. Yeah, either or. It could bookend.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for sure. What about Ian McDonald, Steve?
Oh yeah, you know what? And I did have that. I apologize. Where is it? Ian McDonald, founder of King Crimson from 1968, and then was one of the founding members of Foreigner. Was in the band from 76 to 80, reunited with them most recently in 2018, 68 years old.
Oh, damn.
It was a breaking story, and I had it as a footnote, and I missed it because I'm old and I'm blind. So
you're both of those. That's true.
Yeah. But yeah.
And last story, and this is just a rumor at the moment. Have you seen the Spider-Man movies yet? Have you caught up?
I just haven't seen the last one yet.
Right. But you've seen all the other ones.
Well, no, I didn't watch the Andrew Garfield ones. No.
Oh, okay.
I saw that. I took my kids to see the first one, but I was kind of watching Ted 2 in the rearview mirror. So
fair enough. There is a rumor out there that Sony Pictures is developing a film where the three Spider-Man, Tom, Andrew, and Toby will star all together, and they will take on Null. Did I read that right? Yes, Null. That's the god of the symbiotes there. So they'll be fighting Carnage. They'll be fighting Venom and all the other symbiotes that we saw in the Venom movie. Yeah, if that happens, that'd be cool. I'd be down with that. That'd be Sony's first really big move that they made outside of having Marvel be like, hey, do this and you'll make money. So I'm down if they do it, but I'm not holding my breath either. That's it, buddy. What else we got?
That is it.
Wow. I mean, before we go, I was going to do it, but it'll get us in trouble. I was going to play Taste the Rainbow again. But you know what? Instead of that, and I won't even be, and I know Steve was waiting for me to play my Dawn commercial. I'm not going to do that either. That's obvious. They got to pay me to do that again. But from Steve to I think it's been a pretty good show. Hope you all enjoyed, and good night. And for all you Canadians,
SoFi tomorrow, sci-fi next week.
Sci-fi next week, Super Bowl tomorrow, and Canadian today. Peace out, everybody.
Hey, I'm not a lumberjack or a fur trader, and I don't live in an igloo or eat blubber or own a dog sled. And I don't know Jimmy, Sally, or Susie from Canada, although I'm certain they're really, really nice. I have a prime minister, not a president. I speak English and French, not American, and I pronounce it about, not a boot. I can proudly sew my country's flag on my backpack. I believe in peacekeeping, not policing. Diversity, not assimilation, and that the beaver is a truly proud and noble animal. A toque is a hat, a Chesterfield is a coach, and it is pronounced Z, not Z. Canada is the second largest landmass, the first nation of hockey,